All right, we're live. Amazing. So this is a Saturday here in Vancouver, BC, and it seems that it is development time. And we need a face here for the thumbnail, which I'm not being really using lately. But anyways, I was thinking about something different. All right, so this will be our amazing thumbnail for today. Every time I just come up with something different, and this time that was it. Anyways, the development proceeds, and today we're going to be cleaning or rounding up the code. We've added a few interesting things on the last stream, and the UI now has a progress bar. Also, we have the ability to add color into our items or into our actions. And that's an interesting thing already. So if you'd like to participate, please say hi on the comments, and we're going to be talking about development, rigging, life, food, and travel, and whatever, right? And this is Bob. Hey, Bob, how's it going, man? Are you spinning infinitely like all the night? And have you been there? Didn't you stop? Had a break or anything like that? Dude, such a hard worker. Let's do it, man. All right, so let's jump right in. So what we have here, as I said, is on the build script here or on our action stack. Now we have the ability to add some colors to our items here. So just to make it a little easier to understand what is what here, so you can see that is a little bit more differentiated between the face rig step and pre-build utils and the post-build utils. And now if we run our face rig, you can see our progress bar running right here, actually. Brum, brum, brum. All right. Isn't it cool? I mean, it took a whole stream to do this, like 2 hours or something. So, how useful is that, or how much should I be investing time into something like this? I don't know, but it just feels like it gives us a notion of progress, right? So we can see when it starts, how long it's taken, and when it ends, and also for a presentation standpoint, or even for someone watching it, it kind of makes more sense to see a progress bar going on, right? So we can all know for how long it is running and when it is starting, stopping, and everything else. So we still have the printables here. So all the stuff that is going on the script is being printed here step by step. And we are able to then know how much time it's taking on each of the stages. Also, the total amount of time consumed to go through all of the stacks or also all these actions. And the rig itself is has gotten into a point where we can think of going to the next step, which is starting the blend shape work, right? So we have the jaw working, although the jaw we might not even be using it anyways. The next system, which is the one that we are going to be definitely using, is in place and rebuilding properly. We have a control that is independent from the joint controls here, and then you can also control them individually, and also the head itself, or just the C1, or the if I forgot the name of the actual vertebra, but you got what I mean. And also our two clavicles here, they're working, although the skinning is pathetic, but we're going to be adding more into it as we progress. And I think that's mostly it. And you could see that it is rebuilding, right? So that's a given already. Okay, so the thing now is I've on the process of building this progress bar, I actually accidentally, or not, I wouldn't say accidentally, but an idea came to me on how to simplify dramatically the execution process here, and that's going to make make things a lot more clean. And that's what I'm going to do. First of all, I'm just going to transfer or implement this new way of processing this buildables, and then we're going to move on. So this is our list here. I've added a few more things on the control shapes. I still need to add two more shapes here, base shapes. So it's the circle and the square. Also, I need to remove code, hard-coded parts that are like the paths. Some of the paths to get this shapes data is hard-coded, meaning I've added the path fully there, and that's going to create problems for us in the future, 100%. And even if I need someone else to check the code or something like that, it's just not, the person's just not going to be able to use it. So then we are going to restructure the buildable method. This is what we're working on right now. Then add right click button like a floating menu that we can right click, and the floating menu pops up and you have the run function there instead of double clicking, because it can be a little bit confusing sometimes. Add total execution time, that's fine, and that should be actually here right after the execution method. And to be honest, this whole thing should be also here, because on top of that is all already completed. And this maybe should be after, maybe I'll do this after that. So this is the things that we need. So add that, add current function, that's fine as well. And then add to top group visibility attributes, that's fine. And then template geos clean, join, blah, 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 that's also fine. And that's where we're heading. So once again, restructure buildable method, add total execution time, add current function, control, add like this two, just add a few things, and UI, add the right click button, run action, and then we keep moving. Let's go one thing at a time. There's no point in be talking about things that are so long in the future. All right, so let's begin by then. I will duplicate this function here, and I will, let me see if I can do that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I have to select the whole thing. And oh, what? Okay, so let me just select this entire function here and duplicate it. And now I can, just for the sake of safety, because I'm going to start to modify it quite dramatically, and this is working, so you never destroy something that is working without having a backup. Define. You see, this is already an issue. All right, so now we have it properly duplicated. So the view one is the view one is the one that is going to be kept as this, and proceeding now. The thing is, I also need a copy of this other guy here. And this is going to be 01. And actually, this is why we have the GitHub or something like that. But if I can see that people are really like accessing that more than I imagined before. Let me actually see the movement there. And there's no point, right? Because it's not working as a software right now. It's the reason why I left this open. It's so that people could check the code and see what we were talking about. But it turns out people are actually trying to use it. So that is a bit of a issue, because I cannot give any support at the moment to this. But let me check, where was I remember The repositories, I think it was something like this. Yeah, there's some access here. And the status, the insights, commit activities. Ah, I don't know what's going on, but traffic, that's what I want. Okay. Yeah, so we can see that there was a lot more traffic here lately. I mean, it's not much, but it's something. And people are trying to get it, so I need to get it to a point where it is actually useful or usable so that we can commit it. And that's why I am going to just duplicate it now. Duplicate it for now. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start commenting, adding the comments here that I had on the other one. I just copied the whole thing, didn't copy the comments. So the whole point here is that instead of uh, getting the data and already executing it right now, what we're doing on this one, which is much simpler, it is we're just creating a list of the methods that are active, meaning the methods that are the items that has, first of all, have a method, and second, that has the check mark checked, meaning that it is when we check when we uncheck a marker or checker in the on the action stack, means that we don't want that to be executed. So what we're just doing is making it create a list of all the active items, and then we're going to, instead of like getting the item and running it, we're going to be adding it to because the part that's being most confusing here on this other system or this other method here is that we are trying to make a lot of different things on it. So we are telling, we are printing start, then we are getting the time of start, and then we are calculating like how much time it took, and then printing how much time it took, and then also updating the progress bar, and doing this multiple times because we're checking like for every time that it tries to execute a function, then we're doing the same thing. So this is these things that we have here are just a few of the things that we need. We still need to add more stuff. So this function is just going to get bigger, and it just doesn't make sense. It makes it more confusing. It's already already a confusing concept because of the fact that it's recursive, and when it is recursive, it's just like it's going back to in running itself on a loop, and it's already a confusing uh, concept. So I don't want to make things worse or even worse. So let's keep going here. Uh, so what do I need here? Okay, so instead of, so I'm right now I'm returning the length, and I don't want to return the length, but also it doesn't really matter because I already have the buildable item list. Yeah, I'm just thinking here. So yeah, it doesn't matter. So here we are calculating then the count buildable, count all buildable. That's great. Perfect. So count all buildable. This is confusing because I'm calling that function count all buildable, but that's just not going to work as well. So this function here should be called something else. Uh, this should be list active buildable items. Should be something like that, like list all buildable, list all buildable, list all active buildable. And as a matter of fact, it should be from selection because that's what it's doing. Count all buildable. What is it going to do though? Ah, man, see, it's bad. Okay, so anyways, we're gonna have to deal with this, but I just don't want to destroy, as I said, stuff that it's already working. So it has modified this guy's here and also this guy. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to modify buildable item list. Let's stop. Oh, okay. So let's see. It's okay, I guess. We have changed it. So now we have the thing getting the list all. So it's doing it already, but list all buildable. So this is just calling it is able to return the length, but it's also like going to be more confusing. Buildable item list 0. Then I'm going to call that, and then I'm going to do like I don't know, division progress. It's called progress bar division factor equals to length self dot list or no, it's buildable item list, and then progress bar division factor, so that it is. So the main thing that I'm always concerned, or uh, also have been bugging me a lot lately, because I'm doing this at work as well, and like reading code that it doesn't make sense, or that is has variables with short names that does not convey the concept of what it's trying to achieve. It's just so frustrating. You feel like biting the table during the process. So it's better to have a long name for a variable, which may not look very good, but that you read it once and you get what it means and why is it there. Than to, because maybe when you're writing the code you feel fine with it, that because you know what it means, you're already familiarized. But even if you have to come back to it, like, I don't know, 3 4 months later, you're gonna suffer. So better to have longer names. So set value to 0, that's fine. We get then the build time, and then we recursive build loop item. Okay, so this is where we comment this, and this is where we start our own loop here. And then we're gonna go for item, for active item in self dot buildable item list. then we're going to have to go through a process of acquiring the data, which is fine. Method data equals to self dot get get method data, and then we're going to do active item. Is that what it is? Oh no, I need the item name first. So basically I need the exact same thing here, so I might as well just copy this guy here. And this is not child item object, this is the active item. And then this is going to be the item name. All right, so now we got the item data, so we were able to execute it right away. This is going to be method data and method, if I'm not wrong, it's like method. And that should be it for executing this. Is that it? Is that all? See, it's much simpler. So then we're getting the time. So first of all, we need to also print this statement here, meaning that it is starting. The child data, no, it's method data. And then at the end of this, we print the statement that it is done. So I also need to get the, I need to also populate the start. So you can see that it's not exactly clean, but it's also at least a lot better than having all of this method here being executed, which just, if something crashes here, you need to figure out the logic or anything like that. And in this case, here's just querying, like we know that if something goes wrong, it has to deal with the querying of the items, and that's fine. We just figure that out. At least the execution is going to be always the same. So again, we're going to go with method data. And then we are printing the end, and then we print. I think actually that's all. So, oh yeah, also the progress bar. What is it? I don't get it. Why? Float instance progress bar step. So Rafael Vittorati is saying hi. Hello, man. Thanks for stopping by once again. You are awesome. Hey, Tiago. Yes, it's better to have names that are self-explanatory. Another thing that annoys me in the working uh, annoys me is working with people who write more than one iteration for a list comprehension. There was a guy who worked with me who used to be up to four iterations into composing to compose a list. I often thought of homicide whenever I had to work with this code. Man, that's a good point. That's it's I hate, man. I hate it. You gotta say it. I respect people who write code with multiple nested loops or multiple iterations. But I mean, every time that I have to read code that is confusing and it just hurts my soul. So, but you know what? It's just life, I guess. I'm happy to have a job. So, we live and learn. But man, I it's amazing when you show up. I hope you. How was your facial rig, man? Did you have fun doing the realistic facial rig for games? It sounded like a great project. So then I will let me see here. So I don't know why this broke here. It's not broken here. It's not broken down here, but then all of a sudden it is broken here. What's the deal? What is the deal? So it is expected type integer got float instead. Ah, man, you gonna cry now? Jesus. Okay, so but it's bananas, this thing. It's gonna make me do this. It's ridiculous. Okay, so anyways, stop crying here. It's no I gave him a tissue, and Python stopped crying for a second. And now I think this is done. And let me see if there's anything else I need to add to the code before starting to test it. I don't think so. I think we're actually on a good position here. So let's hope I didn't crash or break anything, because I'm tired of fixing bugs. Please, it's not even necessary. Okay, good. Seems like it is working. Let's wait a little more till it finishes. And yeah, I think it is. The execution time is similar or equal. Skin clusters have been imported. Control have been connected. So yeah, nice, good. Hooray! A little progress to begin with. So that means then that we can kind of comment out these guys here. I'll delete them as I feel more secure about these changes. I'll see if there was no. So, but look, this is a function that was running the buildables, and now we are moving, or we're progressing into a much. Look at the amount of code that we just crashed here. So this is the new function, a lot simpler, much less loops here, and therefore easier to read. It's pretty straightforward. And we do have a recursive loop here, which is the one querying the data, but I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, it has one purpose only, right? The purpose of this, and you know it, and it's just to create a list of active items. So you don't need to be just like this one. You don't need to be looking at it and say, okay, but then it's calculating that as well. It is also updating the progress bar. So that's things that's going to make you go bananas. So I'm just gonna go with this simpler version. Also, I'm going to comment this to make sure that we don't forget what it's doing. So uh, as a general sense, it's like executes the main function, the main objective of the main purpose of this function is execute. So how do you even write? Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot this. Executes. It's like this, right? I'm tripping here. Executes the all active buildable methods in the stack in the stack based on item clipped. Also updates the progress bar and and print progress bar calculates execution times and prints prints what prints progress. I don't know. Prints action names. Okay, that's good enough for a description. Uh, so Rafael is responding to our conversation here, and he's saying, "Thanks. Well, sometimes, but we are developing a new facial rig that's fully joint based and aimed to complete facts, but it's already working well. You can see on Warhammer and Call of Duty. That's crazy awesome, man. Uh, that's really nice. But it's a never ending process. Oh man, I know what you're talking about. It's never ending. I always feel like I'm just running around my own tail trying to develop stuff, especially when there's guys like you and whole studios working on a process. And yeah, I mean, I'm just a single guy trying to learn, and then there's like studios working on systems. So as much as you want to work and get something that it's somewhat new, it's kind of impossible even for studios. But I understand what you're saying. Good job, man. Keep going. I'll check out the work for sure. So now let's comment out what is it doing. Is this a YouTube thing? You sent the link here. Let me see. It's like how do I watch it? It's like YouTube. YouTube. Is it this? Let's watch it live. Let me turn on here the desktop bar. Warhammer. Nice. Looking good, man. Good photography. So this, although you guys are not hearing the audio, but it's Warhammer work by or partially. Oh, nice! This gigantic guy. Oh no! Look at that, man! The graphics. Wow! This big guy. God damn it! Nice, beautiful, man. Yeah, I'll watch it entirely soon. But man, look at that. Oh, the war. I gotta watch the war. All right, boom. It's the best part. This is the giant demon, I assume. I don't know. There's a lot of demons though. Nice, beautiful. Conquer your demons. Bam. By Rafael Vittorati. Warhammer 3. Rigging is everything. Awesome. Crazy good, man. Congratulations. Highly appreciate you sending the link. It's inspiring for sure. It motivates me to keep going. Nice. Yeah, no, I know. So Raphael was saying it's teamwork, of course. Yeah, man, of course. No one single person cannot achieve that, or at least yet, no single person cannot achieve that. But maybe who knows? Software is always helping to automate stuff. But great job, congratulations. Really happy to it's funny when I started, like, it's someone might argue that what's the point of making these lives, and it's not a gigantic audience, it's not even a slightly big audience, but uh just to get to know some people like this. And also, by the way, uh let's get you going on my LinkedIn here. Raphael. Raphael Victor. Do I have you already? Vittorati. Second. Boom. Is it you? Some no. No, seems like the same name, but doesn't look like the same person. Oh, that's why. I see. Maybe next time then. Maybe next time. But oh, is that you then? Rafael Vittorati. Oh man, Rafael Vittorati. I will connect then. You find a way to get your password back or not, but you can also, whenever you decide to create. Yeah, I can search on Facebook for sure. Facebook, man, I have been trying to use it only professional, to be honest, only professionally. So much. Oh, look at who's live. God damn it, this guy again. There you go. It's a nice tattoo you have there, man. Look at that. That guy. Awesome. Real good, man. Pretty interesting. All right, but let's get back here to the work. So let me comment this then. So zeroing out, clearing the buildable item list to populate again. Querying listing all active buildable items. Buildable item. Oh my god. from under selection. Buildable item list. Getting pretty straightforward actually. I don't know if I even need to comment but getting length, getting list buildable list length, calculating. Wow, man, it's pretty straightforward. I'm not gonna say what it is. Calculating the step, and then length. Yeah. Okay. Zeroing out progress bar, and then it's kind of self-explanatory here, like getting the metadata, blah blah blah. So I don't know if I need to comment that. It's just going to be like so many comments just to explain what is evident. Yeah, I mean, do I need to explain anything here? I don't think I need to. It's not that complex. Yeah, I think it's good to go. So then I will switch these positions here and leave those guys to the end because I'll delete them soon. I just am not 100% confident right now. So uh, I'll just leave them to the last. And you can see that it's a lot clearer. Like it's much better than it was before, at least in my opinion. Someone might disagree, but I just think it's a lot cleaner. So now these are the two main functions here. This one is executing, this one is querying the items. And they have very clear objectives. And also, let me comment this two guys here. Oh yeah, the sorry, Rafael, you're saying something I didn't see here. So yeah, very young me. Search me on Facebook. I did. I am a guy with a full neck, head, chest, and other parts tattooed. Yes, that's it. Yeah, I have. I'm still clean. I was thinking about. I have been thinking about doing some tattoos, but I don't know how long I'm going to take to make this decision. But I admire your boldness. All right. So let me comment this guy here. List all active buildable. So that's pretty straightforward. Uh, goes to all items under item and item. Oh, baby's up. Hold on. I have to. Oh, 1 second. Oh. Oi, Mia. Papai tá indo. Calma aí, mano. Vai estar fazendo live aqui. Oh. All right. So little Mia is up from her little nap. Yeah. Descarregar a mouse. Como você tá? Só um minuto. Tá, o papai tá trabalhando aqui, tudo bem? Tá? All right, so let me see if I can do two things at once. So, mamãe tá chegando, tá bom? All right. So, that is done. Let me check here on the task list. Where's my task list? There's Rafael. All right, so restructure buildable method, that's done. Add total execution time. Let's do that. So little Mia was taking a nap and I am alone at home with her and she just woke up and now she's taking a second nap apparently. So we are then at, so now the thing is I want to add, or the task is to add the total execution time to the bottom here. Ideally, I would have a way to just get like also not only the execution time but also the methods here, the active method name here. So whatever the method it is executing is going to be under the progress bar. This way we can keep track without having to have the script editor open here. So I'm also just going to run this again just to make sure that it's all working, that the results are what we are expecting. And Rafael is saying here, Rafael is saying, how long have you been living in Canada? I've been here for about 4 years right now. I came here to study in Vancouver Film School, and then I finished the school. And the next year, I got a job, and then I started. Well, it's been just fighting for survival since then, man. And then Mia came along. She's 2 year old now, and she is, uh, yeah, I mean 2 year old. So then, like, I wasn't even established on the industry. Not that I am, but I wasn't. I didn't feel stable in the industry. And then we got her. Mamãe, a mamãe tá vindo, hein? Ela saiu. Eu já vem. Tá? O que você quer? Quer assistir um desenho? A mamãe tá vindo. Quer assistir um desenho ali? Não? Cai mais um pouquinho. All right, so as you can see, I might not be able to proceed for long here, baby. It's under my watch now. So I was taking advantage of a little nap that she was having, and now I think it's gone. But let me see if I can do something else here before I do it. So as I was saying, I just want to add a I think it's like a Q label or something like this, probably just a Q label. And I don't know if I can update the Q label or if I should, I don't know if I use a Q label or if I would use something else to print the statements, but also I don't know if I care to do the perfect thing or the best possible thing. So I might be using a Q label. Yay. Quer água? Quer tomar uma água? Vamos dropar isso aqui então? Não, papai guardou a chupetinha. Oh man, let me get some water to Mia, and I will also put on some cartoons for her just for a bit, and then I'll finish up this and get back to family. Né? All right, vamos lá. I'll be back. Just a second. Essa chama Gabi? É? Essa chama gato? Sim. A gente troca, tá bom? Vou pegar sua água, peraí. Yeah. Vai estar aqui, tá? Se precisar de mim. Right, so just got a few more minutes and I'll get back to family. Baby is watching some cartoons right now. Sometime then to finish up this thing. So we have the queue progress bar here, and then what I will do is declare a new so print method docstring. We just document this as well. So what I want to do then is just to say what it is about. So when item is clicked in uh, the build tree, the doc string will be printed in the script editor to help in the script editor to help understand the action purpose. All right, so this is just to help us if I forget why this is. Goes through all items and item children and item and children, so on, and creates a list of all active items. E aí, Alonso? Tava fazendo uma live aqui, a minha acordou. Dei uma aguinha pra ela, coloquei um desenho pra ela. Hein? Tudo bem? Alright, so wife is back. Create connections. So now I'm just going to create a new layout here. And by the way, this one should be on its own layout, but you know what? So it's going to be action. Que isso? Tá bem? Oh my God, just a second. the chaos of a Saturday afternoon on a family house. My God. All right, so let's keep doing it. So what I was thinking is then that I need action. I need the action report section, action report layout, and that's going to be a Qt Q horizontal layout, and then I am going to add a buildable label. Okay, so this is the label. I need a new label. So this is the progress bar. After the progress bar, then I'm going to do action. So it's going to be action description, action label equals to Qt widgets Qt label, and then it's going to be current action, and then it's going to be, I'm going to create another one of this, and it's going to be total execution time label, total execution time. And then I think that we actually I think it's going to be something like this: action dynamic label. And that's going to be initially it is going to be Q widgets, Q label again, and then I'm just going to add like a placeholder here. And then it's going to be something like this, 2 dashes for now. And then action, then it's going to be the total execution. Execution. What section? What the fuck? Execution. Total execution dynamic label. And that should be it. So this one also should be something like this. Boom. So then what I'm going to do is add so on inside of this one, I have to have this horizontal, so it's going to be 1 and 2. I guess I'm gonna have 2 action reports, so I'm gonna add two labels here to be action report label. So add a widget, and then I'm gonna add self dot action label, and then I am going to also add the action dynamic label. Whoop. And then it's going to be the execution time layout goes to Qt widgets, Q horizontal box, execution time layout dot add widget self dot total execution time label. And then I'm going to duplicate this and I'm going to do the dynamic one. But hold on, kind of total execution dynamic label. This is the name. Okay, good enough. And then at the end of this, I'm just going to add the two things. So main layout dot add layout, and then I'm going to add action report layout, and also main and done add layout and then also add the total self dot no execution time layout, and let's see how it works. Yeah, cool. Nice. Look at that. Not too bad. So it's actually very light colored, but I don't know if that's too bad though, because we don't need to have it like a super strong there. It's not the main thing. It's just a little report. And then at the end of our execution, we're going to do let me print the statement first and then self, or yeah, let's do like self dot total execution dynamic label dot what do I have access? So set, is it text or is it update? Let's try that. So build, let's put build process time. Uh-oh. Is it update then? Let's ask Google. Qt Q label change text. You should have so new Q label set text, Q label set text, Q string format. Nah, this is too complicated. This is not looking like something that I want. Updating the text of a Q label seems like something more reasonable. Is it what, set text? Let's see that. So Rafa was saying that he admires those who have the patience to write UI. I'm not the one. I mean, I'm doing it because I don't have other alternative, to be honest. But it is not something that I would be professionally interested, I guess. But you know what? That's what it is. So yes, that would be it. Set text, and then I will also have process time and get method data, and then I will do another statement here, self dot action, what's the name? Add action report layout, action label, action dynamic label dot set text, and then that's going to be the item name. Yes. And then action dynamic label dot set text, 0 again, or build finished. All right, let's see if it works. Yes. Nice. Boom. Awesome. I don't know if it's possible to see. It's very light colored, but it worked perfectly as expected. So now then I would like to limit the number of decimals. So Python float number of decimals. Limiting floats number of decimals. Is it round? Print to F. Yeah, I think this is the guy here. Yeah, I think that's the thing. So let me go to the code here and what's going to be printed. So I don't need to do string here. I can do something like this. I'm gonna go to F, that's good. So let's see. I don't know if it's updating the correct thing though, but nice. You got it. All right, so this takes another task out of our list here. Add total execution time, add current function. How much time have elapsed right now? Well, okay, so we got this thing. It's looking pretty interesting to me. Like we have the current action being printed, and it's comforting, to know what's going on. We don't need to be looking at the script editor. It's right here, so works fine. But it was not updating active item. Just checking if there's something that I can do to make this a little better, but I guess it's good. Okay, so that's fine. Now the next thing then is to create some extra control shapes for our, so it's the circle and the square, and this remove hard-coded path here. So it's one that I don't want to deal with right now. Okay, so this is quite a bit of progress on our UI here. Can I skip this one? Yeah, I have this one here, this interesting one here. Add right click, pop up menu. So this is going to require some research, but let's start. Let's see if it's easy. So add Qt, add or Qt right click menu. I think I saw this before, but I think I'll have to study this a little bit. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it. Maybe script job, says Rafael Vittorazzi. Script job, what it would be? A script job. Is it Qt as well? Like a Qt script, Qt script job? Yes, what I mean here is that so instead of having oh, I see the Maya thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think Qt should be able to do it, but the idea here is that instead of having to double click the whatever it is that I want to execute, I could just right click and then a pop-up menu, like just a small box would appear hovering over the UI, and we could then click like run, because I just don't want to. I don't think it's very. I mean, I don't feel safe sometimes. It's not that I don't feel safe. It's just fine to double click it, but when you right click and then you click run, it is a very solid feeling that you're clicking the right thing and then it's going to run the proper thing, right? So yeah, that's what I would like to have, but it's also a superficial thing. So you know what? I think I'm gonna end this one earlier. I will, just take a little bit of time to enjoy the family here. But I'll definitely study a little bit more on that. We made some good progress today. Took some tasks out of the list, and I will continue to add some stuff as I think about them. And I will then, once we are done with this last adjustments, we are then going to move into sculpting some face shapes and some facial blend shapes for this guy, and hopefully then be able to get to a point where we will get some animation in, work with faceware. Hopefully that's the idea, that at the end we're going to add some animation using faceware and modify or refine the animation and maybe even render it. And also, I am one of the steps might be also to add the Arnold shaders, or make some tests with the Arnold shader to see if we can get a good render on Arnold, so that we can plan a interesting presentation for this guy. And yeah, but mostly right now we have a UI that is kind of working, and it's all, we can always add more, make it more stable, and something like that. But it is all in a good path, in my opinion. I also might have some new stuff for the top, but I'll think about it as well. Anyways, for today, that's good enough. We'll be talking tomorrow. Thanks, Rafael, and I appreciate the company here, the comments, the help, and overall the interaction. And we will see on the next one, also on Facebook right now. Yeah, Rafael saying, "Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. I was thinking about custom marking menus that could be dynamically generated according to what you have selected on scene." Yeah, I see. I see how you got to the conclusion, and it's absolutely fine, man. You always give me some good information, and I appreciate it. And yeah, you have a good weekend, and we'll see each other soon. All right. Thank you, man. Bye bye. Bye, guys.